How were you reading that? I mean, just determined to get the puck back. I mean, you had it moments before that.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like, a play there could maybe jolt something a little
Yeah,
bit.
I mean, I think I was just kind of juiced at the end of my shift there, and I don't think I would have been able to catch him. So I kind of just try to catch him off guard.
I spoke to Sundqvist pregame, speaking of the similarities between this team and 2019. He thought this team is a little bit faster. That team maybe had a little bit more experience. Can you compare kind of the two groups of teams?
Yeah, I mean, I guess kind of like what Sonny said. I mean, I think we got a little more speed, and I think that's what our group's trying to bring right now. And obviously, we're playing the right way right now, and we're getting wins. So I want to keep doing that. Keep doing that.
Obviously, the last time you guys won 11 games in a row was that 2019 season. Does that stick in the back of your head, or you just take it one game at a time?
I mean, yeah, we're just trying to take one game at a time. Come in each day, and we're just trying to work hard and just trying to keep our identity going and keep building here.
What are you seeing on your goal? This is on 5-1.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to attack there. Not much time on the clock, and we get a recovery there, and obviously Flo made a hell of a pass to me, right through the seam there, and I just tried to tip it.
Quick little 2-on-1 there. Obviously, Tomer's a great passer, and he put me in a good position, and I just saw myself, in with a good chance on the goalie and tried to make a good shot. So it was a good play all around by mostly by Tomer. He set the whole thing up.
Monty was just talking about there's a number of you guys that he can throw out there in the 3-on-3 situation. You kind of feel that way?
Yeah, well, I think that's the strength of our team is the depth that we have up front and on the back end. We feel like every night, there could be different guys contributing and helping us win hockey games, and I think that's totally true. We have a lot of weapons that we feel can help us in overtime and helps us stay fresh and energized as well.
What's that say? You guys could have played 9 in a row, a great thing, but you didn't pack it in and just kept going to the end there. Just the emotion, the energy there at the end of it.
Yeah, well, it's been a fun ride here. I think we've all enjoyed playing with one another, and there's not many opportunities that you have in this league to keep a streak like this going. So it was one of those games where they did a good job of limiting our chances, and we just had to stay as patient as we possibly could. And we've kept faith for a long time now, knowing that we can win hockey games no matter how much time is left. And our guys just stuck with it, and everybody made some big-time plays that helped us win. And so it's fun to be able to keep this thing rolling.
Well, Cam, you've seen a lot of captains over your career. What can you share about Braden Shen since you've gotten here? What have you learned about him as a team leader?
Well, he's the ultimate team leader. I've been a fan of his kind of from afar, and the way that he approaches the game, and the respect that he has from everybody in the locker room and around the league, and he just does everything the right way. He's our emotional leader. He'll stand up and fight for guys. He'll set the tone physically, contribute offensively. Whatever the team needs in that moment, that's what he brings, and he's an incredible leader and deserves a lot of credit.
I know you mentioned how this team fights and plays hard for each other, but what do you think has helped build just the overall tenacity and cohesion over the last couple of months?
Well, I think it's been building for a long time. It can take teams a little while to, kind of find that cohesion that you were speaking to. And I think Monty and the coaching staff have done an amazing job of putting us players in positions to succeed. And we've worked really hard since the break of doing things the right way, practice days and game days, and we're starting to see the results. So, but I think it's from all the work that collectively the players and the coaches are putting in.
Did I feel it coming? You mean in the third? No, it's why we pulled the goalie so early. We weren't creating enough chances. We didn't have enough zone time, and they were icing pucks, so they were tired. So I felt that our first period was a pretty good period, but it wasn't hard enough offensively, and I just felt that we kind of lost energy as the game went on. But the great thing is we found a way to win. Our third period continues to be a period where we play simple. Our habits are the best, and our game management was the best.
Pulled the goalie a little bit earlier than you usually do. Is that you just felt like the only way to get some offense was going to be that way?
Well, they had iced the puck. They were tired, and both all the guys that we used were fresh on the bench, so we didn't have to use our timeout, and they were fresh. So we thought it was a good time to try and get a goal. Like, you don't know if you're going to get another offensive zone face-off.
And when you get to overtime, you just feel like you can utilize really anybody in those situations. I mean, you have Fowler out there quite a bit.
Yeah, we feel we have a lot of players. Like, I think if we were going to make another change, it was going to be Neighbors and Snuggerud going over. So it would mean I was going to use 8 forwards and 3 D-men in the course of the 3-on-3, and that speaks to the depth of talented players that we have.
What do you think about Bolduc tonight? I mean, he started overtime. He got moved up to that Thomas line during the game. What do you think of him overall?
Bolduc's been playing really good hockey. I thought he was one of the guys that had a lot of jump in his game and was getting on top of pucks. And I wanted more speed on 2 lines, so I made the switch, and I don't know if it really worked. You know, I can't say that it did. But Bolduc deserved it because he was working and he was skating.
You guys have obviously just won this one, but you can look at the 10 wins, winning different ways in different games. Some maybe, heartbeats a little faster, but what can you say about this team and this accomplishment?
Well, I just like the I don't know if mental toughness is the right word, but the way we stick to it. Like, we said we needed to simplify in the third. We thought our second was a little too much east-west, too many turnovers, not winning enough battles, and we just had to get back to our identity and who we are. And I felt we did as good a job as we could we didn't have much juice in the legs tonight. And for whatever reason, that just happens. And, we've been on first time we had 2 days off in a while, and maybe we didn't handle that the right way. But we'll take another day off tomorrow, and we'll get back at it Thursday.
Been so clean in the stretch with puck play. Is it just not a sharp time? Maybe?
It wasn't sharp. No, it was, and and I think it's because of our brains. Our brains were slower today to make reads, checking and making plays offensively. We had a lot of odd man rushes in the first 30 minutes, and we didn't get any real good, glorious scoring opportunities like we did on the 2-on-1 and overtime winner.
Looking at Snuggerud's shifts, nothing too fancy, but it seemed like there were a lot of little plays where you could notice something. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I thought he was really good. I thought he made smart plays. I didn't think he overcomplicated the game. And he made plays on first touch. That is a real good sign of a hockey player with really good hockey sense. I thought he acquitted himself really well first game in the NHL, and I was very confident putting him over the boards.
I was going to say no hesitation late in the third to put him out there and consider overtime.
No, he was making things happen. Like, he drove that puck wide and he went back post and we just missed a tap it. That's not the only clever play he made. And I thought he was responsible defensively. He was working to get back. So he fit in with the way our forwards have been working for each other.
Coach, you mentioned recently how this place has kind of turned into a playoff atmosphere as you guys have continued to win, especially after the Four Nations break. You look at this kind of a sold-out crowd tonight in a really packed house. What do you think the energy from the fans, even with a goal that doesn't come until late in the third?
Yeah, I thought our first period was really good because of the energy of our great fans. And then I thought in the third, they were getting us motivated to keep pushing and keep pushing. And I think that with those icings, they could sense the momentum coming and that we were going to be able to get some opportunities. And we did get some opportunities. And what a great play by Fowler and a great finish by Kyrou.
Do you feel at all when you guys are winning so many games that you end up getting a target on your back? The next team that comes in wants to be the team to kind of end the streak.
I don't know. You'd have to ask the other teams. I don't think that. I think we're just trying to push for the playoffs. We just know if we keep winning our games, we're going to be in the playoffs, and that's our goal.
Overtime, Kyrou has the turnover, he has the big hit. I mean, how much does that play set you guys up for the year?
Well, that's the thing, guys doing the right thing for each other, like being committed to being hard to play against. The turnover is like, that was kind of is something we did a lot tonight. Like, we weren't clean, one of you guys asked that, and that's an easy pass normally for us, and but you can make up for not being clean with effort, and that was a great effort play by Kyrou.